Hello everyone, so today we're doing something a little different. If you didn't see the earlier videos this week, the collective energy card this week is the zebra, which encourages us to have time with art, creativity, and really channeling energy, especially that feels fiery, into a way of expressing and being eclectic, yada yada. So today I invite you to do an art project with me. It could be what I'm going to be doing or anything else. I'm just going to do probably the first few here in the video, and it'll probably carry out through the weekend. But yeah, I just wanted to remind us that art can be something you can make without being an artiste. Yeah, and it's a really great way for us to express our feelings, how things are resonating with us, and to really provide a way for us to get some deeper truths in our body out, so that way we can really have a interaction with them. So we're yes anding that zebra energy, and also our like inner child joy of just creating without an expectation of what's going to come up. So a few weeks ago I had bought these little I guess like they made me think of suns, but these little papers that were in at the Dollar Tree in the school supply section. And so they've been sitting there for a while, but I also have this wall. I have a puppy on my lap, so he might pop up at some point. He's moving. But I have this wall in my laboratorium where I want to have some of my favorite quotes or certain sayings, or maybe tidbits of conversations that I've had that have felt really nourishing and make me think of a sense of community. So I'm just going to be writing some of those down. So again, in this case, it's not even it may not be art of what you're thinking. I do have a large art project I'm doing this weekend, but for right now, I'm doing this. But refocus. But yeah, so this is still time for me to be creative and play around with that, and challenge the. Oh, there he is. Hi, Teddy. Say hi, Teddy. Look, there's everybody. And also challenge. Yeah, just some like limiting blues I have about like my handwriting being crappy, and it's not about perfection. It's about the creation of it. So, one of my favorite sayings, I actually already have a thing for, and it's probably gonna be backwards because the camera, but it's the magic is in between. And so what that really means too is that we're always told to think of like the very next big event in our life, and that's what we should be living for. So in our society, we're really told like, okay, the weekdays are for work and we're living for the weekend because the weekend is when we're allowed to have fun. And that feels really limiting to me, so I do not buy into that. And so in that case, the magic in between is really like you can have that fun and playtime built throughout your week. Another thing too is we get to this point in like age where I'm 29. I've already been privileged enough to finish college, and I'm married, and we bought a house about 2 years ago. So in that case, it's like, well, what milestones are next? So that thinking could be like, oh, well, we have to wait till we have kids or win the lottery, get a promotion. Like all of these things are milestones, quote unquote, and we're told that that's what we're living for. But the magic is in between is really saying like, oh no, there's all these other things that are going to be happening in between then. Like just the other week we randomly had a picnic outside with leftover pizza, and it was just so fun and unplanned, and that could have been a moment that we missed. So that's an example of like one of those types of sayings that I'm going to write. The next one that I'm going to be making is something that actually is sort of like my business model. I gotta move my hair tie. Yeah, and that's like have a razzle dazzle day. And so that to me is so important, and I tell myself this literally every day, really often. And to me, it's an invitation to remind myself again that I don't have to wait for the weekend to enjoy something. And also that when like following the tenets of improv writing, when I am able to connect to the moment when it's happening, then that's really at a point where I can see different opportunities or outcomes for it, and I can entertain the possibility of something promising. or something that feels better than maybe some of the anxiety-driven or fear-based expectations that I previously would have told myself could be the only outcome. And then the dazzle part is really like being able to shine your own light then, and really being able to have this lightness about you where the weight of things doesn't get stuck on you. You can like sit with it, process it, and release it. So Razzle Dazzle Day to me is really saying like I had 12% today to give myself and to others, and I honored that and gave 12%. I didn't shut down and get really hard on myself that I couldn't give more and give 0, because then that would also then make me, at least personally, feel really down. And I also didn't force myself to give 100% of what I didn't have. So for me, it's really giving the dazzle that you can give that day and really honoring that that is what you have to give. And then at the same time, so many of us are going to be having a lot of sort of fucked up feeling days in the next few weeks and months. And in that case, I just slap a F on the front and have a Frazzle Dazzle Day. And that to me also gives me that reminder that I really can feel the way I'm feeling and acknowledge, yes, and it really acknowledge the weight of what's happening to me. And I can still give the percentage then that like I have left to give. And so I was going to be drawing more on this, but Teddy right now just plopped his head down in my hand, my writing hand, and it's super cute. So this video is probably going to be cut real soon. But yeah, so pretend it's not backwards, but so I have on here, I have a Razzle Dazzle Day, and I'll finish sort of bedazzling that, and then what's going to end up happening is I have this whole wall like behind me and to the side of me that I have reserved for things that just keep me motivated when I look at them. So thank you for tuning in. This also can be a journal prompt for people who still are feeling a little uncomfortable with like the art part of it, of thinking of it as a creation, because writing is also a very great expressive medium. So this could also be a journal prompt if you would rather play with it in that way or any other way, but perhaps the reframe for a journal question could either be like, what are some sayings or beliefs or mindsets or moments that you remember that you have a strong connection to? Maybe elaborating on what that really feels like to you, really giving yourself space to see how that impacts your life. Behind me you can see faintly I have 3 cards from Parks and Rec, and to the top one is Ron Swanson saying, never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. And then the next one's treat yourself. And then the next one is just a general like congratulations. One from Leslie to Anne. You can't really see. Yeah, at the bottom says you beautiful tropical fish, but you can't really see that. Yeah, so if I wanted to do a journal prompt, I could really use that first one of like never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. Really be like, where am I stretching myself too thin, especially during this time? How can I find a more centered place to be able to focus and prioritize my energy so I'm not overextending? So yeah, that's just another example of how you could take this little art time. Thank you for joining me on our commute to community session. So today was a little bit different. Thank you for helping me make my Razzle Dazzle sun. We'll be a bit more bedazzled later. And I'm going to just let Teddy sleep on my hand because he's cute, and I don't even pretend to have willpower when it comes to puppies sleeping on me. So have a Razzle Dazzle day.